Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We're all George. So, Bitcoin to $650,000. Is that possible? That seems so far-fetched. But this one fund manager thinks so. And they believe this is just the beginning. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's going on with Bitcoin today. Is it going to have a good day? And everything else that's going on in the world of crypto. Let's do it. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you're doing well. It looks like Bitcoin is starting to climb up a little bit. Last night we were hovering a little bit below 42,000. We climbed up a little bit. Of course, yesterday, what happened? Why did Bitcoin take a little dump yesterday? Well, that's because Fed Chair Powell came out and said he was not so sure that a rate cut is coming in March. I don't know why that came out anyway. To be honest, it just came out like a few days ago that maybe the Fed is thinking about cutting rates in March. It's just way too soon. No one in their right mind thought it was going to come that soon. Right? It's more like mid-year, but somehow it came out and he had to address it. Basically, it's like, I don't think so. I don't think there's going to be a cut in March because we're serious about keeping inflation down. Yet, I don't know how serious he can be. It's like one hand is trying to cut it and the other hand is increasing. It's like, will ever get fixed? But that's another story. Anyway, so, yesterday the market came down a little bit because of it, but we have seen that a lot, where the FOMC meeting brings the market down that day, okay, for whatever reason, and sometimes Fed Chair Powell doesn't say anything, and it just like crashes. And then the next day, and then the day afterwards, today, and then tomorrow, we see a big rally. So we'll see if it holds true once again. It happens a lot more than you think. But right now, Bitcoin's moving in the right direction, so that is good. That is good. So that's what happened yesterday. As for remaining of this week, okay, we do have a couple things that Powell does care about, like unemployment rate, okay, consumer sentiment, non-farm payrolls, right, manufacturing PMI, all these things, jobless claims. Actually, jobless claim came in already. It's a little bit higher than expected. 224,000 without jobs versus 214. That's not good. You never want to see it go up. But these things are important, not only in terms of determining whether or not he should cut rates, and also because this is a crucial year. This is a presidential election year. So it's his job to make the economy look good. Okay, that's just how it works. Every single election year, markets are soaring, and this happens to be the year where rate cuts are going to happen, and the halving event. So this could be a very, very interesting year indeed, right? But yeah, who knows when he's going to start cutting? Maybe it will be as soon as March because he's under pressure to do so. But we'll see. We'll see. As for Bitcoin, we already know there's so many good things happening this year. So many good things, including a halving event that is just coming up. But you know what? Not everyone is happy about Bitcoin and its rise. There are still those around the world that are still angry about it and trying to shut it down for whatever reason. I thought we were past this. I thought there's like no more agencies or no more countries or no more entities that are trying to shut down Bitcoin, but apparently I'm wrong. And those of you guys in Europe, yeah, you should go and complain about it. I don't know if it's going to do anything. But supposedly, the European Commission, via ESMA and the ECB, led by Christine Lagarde, she hates Bitcoin. She hates it. Even though she has come out and said her son owns Bitcoin, she herself hates it. It's just kind of like Peter Schiff hates Bitcoin, but his son likes Bitcoin. It's like, you just like wish like the old generation just like stepped down and the newer generation kind of takes over, like more open-minded, because you still have a lot of people that just do not believe, and I don't know if they're just like they really don't believe, or they just feel like they missed out, and they just can't change because of it. So the European Commission is trying to create a report where they label Bitcoin as environmentally harmful, even though Christmas lights and dryers take more energy than Bitcoin mining, yet they still operate and there's no bans on either one. So think about that for a second. Two, a threat to EU energy security. I don't even know what that means. Many places around the world, like including the US, love miners because it helps boost the whole grid. Because wherever the miners go, they spend more money. There's more tax dollars collected. And then the city gets to use that to boost the infrastructure, which makes it better for everyone. So I don't know if that's what she means or they mean. A threat to EU energy security. I have no idea what that means. And a haven for financial criminals, although it's proven more criminals use dollars, cash, fiat paper to do criminal activity than Bitcoin. Because it's hard to actually do it with Bitcoin because you could track it, right? Just like Chris Larson. Like Chris Larson got hacked, but you could see exactly where they're trying to cash out and it stopped, right? But if Chris Larson had $100 million in cash and it was taken, there's like literally zero ways to track it down and stop it, right? So it's actually really stupid to do financial crimes on Bitcoin's network. It's actually really stupid because you know exactly where it's going. Yeah. So, you know, there will always be people that do not believe, or they feel like they missed out. I don't know. Or, you know, they're being told because their donors or whoever's pulling the strings wants them to do it to cause more FUD. I don't know what it is. It's one of the above things. But, you know, I don't think this is going to go anywhere. This is saying it's paving the way for 2025 EU bans in Bitcoin mining. I just don't see there's any way that this is going to happen, right? They're just, a lot of times these politicians, they just like throw things around and see if it sticks. But there's zero way that I see this happening. All right, moving on. Let's talk about ETFs. So as expected, yesterday, Grayscale still sold, but they're selling diminish under 200 million, which is good. And as expected, BlackRock bought, Fidelity bought, everyone else bought. So there was a net inflow of 4,500 Bitcoins. Okay, 4,500 Bitcoins. What does that equal? Let's do 42,000. That's roughly $200 million. Okay, $200 million. So even though yesterday we had a little dip because of the Fed meeting, right? Does BlackRock care? Does Fidelity care? Does ARK care? Does Bitwise care? No. They kept buying. So the net inflows now are positive. They have been positive for a couple days now. I expect the same thing today and tomorrow. As Grayscale selling starts diminishing, BlackRock and Fidelity and all these guys will continue to load up. Okay? That's good short term. Horrible long term. But you could see BlackRock is already up over 2.8 billion in terms of what they're holding. Fidelity's above 2.5 billion. And then you got 665 million and 640 million and 300 million. I mean, they're starting to add up a lot in a big way. Okay? This is just eating away at the circulating supply right now. And there's just not that many to go around, right? So make sure you don't become discouraged. You don't leave the market right before the halving event. And none of these guys are. They're just loading up. They're loading up as much as they can right now. And in fact, the cheaper Bitcoin is, the more they go load up. That's just quite simply how it works. Okay, so that's still happening. Now, as for the 650,000 prediction, Well, that comes from ARK Invest and Kathy Wood, who believes that 19.4% is the optimal portfolio allocation for risk-adjusted returns. That's a lot. Before, you have some Wall Street guys come out and say, well, you know, optimal allocation in anyone's portfolio is like 1 to 2%. But according to ARK, no, it should be 19.4%. Okay, 19.4%. It's almost 20%, which is quite a lot. And they also estimate that if all the big institutions did that, adjusted their portfolio so that around 20% of their portfolio is in Bitcoin, it would it would throw Bitcoin up to $2.3 million. Okay, again, hypothetical impact of institutional investment on price of Bitcoin. You know, it's probably not going to happen anytime soon, but over long periods of time, let's say over the next 50 years or next 100 years, right? As more and more people realize that Bitcoin is only just going to go up in value because there's no more and you can't find any more. It's just going to get more and more expensive, and more countries and people and institutions and investors will turn to Bitcoin truly as a safe haven rather than turn to, say, something like gold. It just makes sense, right? So even if they didn't do 19.4, let's just say they said 4.8%, which is pretty conservative. That would still throw Bitcoin to 550,000. Okay, and if they did 1%, it would be 120,000. Okay, so that goes to show you. But Kathy Wood herself thinks that Bitcoin can head to 650,000. This is even outside of what she just said about institutions getting involved. Okay, she is saying this for a while. She had predictions that Bitcoin could head to 650,000 and even a million plus due to two factors. One is ETFs, which are here. There's a lot of ETFs. It's going to bring a lot of money, a lot of liquidity, open up avenues for funds and pension funds and retirement funds that never could have invested in Bitcoin before, but they will be able to now. And also the scarcity factor. I mean, once you understand that fiat has no set limit, the ECB, the Fed, Bank of Japan, any central bank out there, they could always print more. They could print more anytime. In fact, the Fed probably has to print more now because this bank, New York Community Bank, that bought Silverbank, they're going under, and they need to plug that gap ASAP, or they're gonna have to force another bank to buy them. Anyways, so that's happening. Okay. And then as for Bitcoin itself, you guys know I'm so bullish on Bitcoin. I know what's coming up. Right now, this is what it looks like according to this person. Bitcoin is witnessing one of the most significant accumulation streaks in almost 3 years. Yeah, we had plenty of time to accumulate. That's for sure. That's for sure. Even right now, right? And what happens after accumulation? This, boom. Right? You go upwards, you go in a parabolic rise. That will be starting after the halving event. No doubt about it. We're going to see a new high, possibly even before the end of this year. And we're going to see six-figure Bitcoin come the end of this year or next year. And then who knows where Bitcoin will end up. 650,000, maybe not this cycle, maybe next cycle, but this time around, it's still going to be very, very high. Very, very high. And again, this is what it looks like pre-halving and then after halving, right? At the last two cycles, you could see after halving, you had a little stale period, and then boom, you went up. 2,500%, 477%. This time after halving, 400%, 300%, 200%, whatever it may be, it's still going to be marvelous. It's still going to be marvelous. All right, that's pretty much it. Let's do some Bitcoin is coming up. Let's do some Q&A. A lot of people like to show GME. I talked about it yesterday. It better not be at like 100 million today, because I'll be really pissed. Okay. Oh no, it didn't go up. Good. Oof. Phew. Because I would have been really pissed if it was at 100 million. I randomly came across this when it was like 20 million, and yesterday it jumped up 100% to like 50 something million, and it's still there. But it looks like it peaked right here, and it's starting to come down. To answer Mr. T and Painapple and Zach. I don't know why so many of you guys are asking about it. Probably because you aped in and you're wondering if it's gonna go up anymore. Just keep in mind, just because someone created a GME GameStop meme on Solana does not mean that it's from the original guy that created it. It does not mean it has anything to do with Wall Street bets. It does not have it could just be some random person that created it. So just keep in mind, doesn't mean that they're going to get the same kind of momentum and you're going to see this go up to like $10 billion, right? Very little chance of that. Just be careful. Marcus is asking, I purchased $1,000 Bitcoin, Sol, ETH, ADA today. Should I focus on Bitcoin rather than dilute my funds? No, I would do the same thing. I think it's good to diversify. Sometimes, like ETH, for example, in many instances, it just doesn't move, right? Same thing with ADA. And then you'll see Sol carry them because you have some Sol or BTC, right? I think it's okay to be diversified. In fact, I would encourage that. Andrew, appreciate it. Demigod just retracted a message. Tail from the crypto. Why do you ask the same question every day? You asked that yesterday. Stop trying to make me say yes and somehow you think it's go pump it. Yes, I do. I hold stack. Yes to crypto. I know you look at memes like ETH, AVAX, Sol. What about Base? Does Coinbase have a chance on here? Has a chance here on L2s. Well, Base is one of the bigger L2s. But I don't look at Base because I can't profit from it. There's no coin. So, I don't look at Base at all. And I don't hear a lot about Base. I honestly don't. I hear more about Manta or Optimism, Arbitrum, obviously. Those guys. Even some of the smaller guys like Scale, Midas, I don't hear a lot about Base. And I think most people don't pay attention again because there's no Base token. What happened to old meme coins? Have they fallen out of favor? Yeah, Jan. It's pretty obvious. And I said this yesterday. I removed Doge and SHIB from my DCA portfolio. Because if I'm going to invest in a meme coin, I'm expecting exponential gains, right? Like huge gains. 50x, 100x, 1000x. You're not going to get 100x or 1000x from Doge. You're not. It's just way too big in market cap. You're not going to get it with SHIB either. You could get like a 10x, 15x, 20x, sure. But then again, you could get those same kind of gains from Avalanche or Chainlink or Polkadot or Polygon or Solana. So I would rather hold one of them than Doge or SHIB. So that's why, if I'm going to hold a meme, it's going to be a small cap meme that can actually make me huge amounts versus I'll just buy a really good L1 or L2 instead. Beats by Darius, a big $100 super chat. Probably try to show something. Sonata Network just listed on CMC. Cool pre-sale platform to compete with Pink Sale and Unicrypt in the bull run. Can think of it as uncollateralized flash loans initiate new token liquidity pools backed by DAO. You just said that yesterday, but okay. Go ahead and chill away. David Jacobs, thank you. Today, man, there's a lot of super chats today. That's good. So is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going up. Today, I think today is going to be a good day. I said this yesterday. Jose also mentioned it because he watches me a lot. I think today is going to be a good day. But we'll see. Are you started a daily transaction on Jupiter now? No, because I haven't gotten any more memes. But any new Soul memes I'm going to be buying, it's going to be on Jupiter for sure. Because there's just no reason to use Radium anymore when you can buy everything on Jupiter and get some juicy airdrops. Like that's the beauty of it, right? If it can offer everything that Radium does, which it does because it's an aggregator, it aggregates anything that's on Radium. So then you might as well just use Jupiter to buy. Personally, I'm not looking at Byte. No Byte because Justin Sun's in it. Radium's not going to airdrop. They already have their tokens out. And they've been out for many, many, many years. Many years, and they never announced it or planned it. Jupiter's new. That's the thing, you know? Sometimes not being the first is a good thing. Do you think Hive Mapper will work? It got some momentum when Coinbase listed them. It's not the first project to try to do that, to map out the city, you know, and try to create decentralized Google Maps. It could work if there's enough people doing it and making a good amount. But if the price can't hold and people are not making anything from it, they're just go stop. Freedom, I bought 2,000 ETH at current prices. Was this the right time? 2,000 ETH? That's a lot. Was this the right time to buy? Well, I mean, I think ETH is going to hold above $2,000. So you bought it around, you know, around where we are now. So I think it's a pretty good buy. Though I think ETH is going to struggle a little bit more versus the other L1s, L2s of this cycle. But I think they will still do well, of course. A lot of people have ETH. A lot of people love ETH. I don't think that's going to change. Celestia has actually held strong through yesterday's dip. Yeah, I mean some actually did pretty well yesterday, but today we're gonna see a lot more turn to the green. Yeah, we're starting to see Chainlink doing very well today, up almost 5% already. Chainlink is very strong this cycle. Way stronger this cycle than any previous cycles. Their CCIP kind of really changed the game. Like something like Sui and Say both down about 7-8%. Man, there's zero reason why they should have gone down that much yesterday. I think we're going to see a good turnaround today. Did I ever look at Benki? No, I'm sorry. I did not. Bith is doing good today. Yep. Well, Chainlink is doing good. Bith is doing good too. Yes. I feel like anything. What is Jupiter at today? Yeah, Jupiter is still holding. Don't let this fool you. I mean, that looks bad, but that's because it debuted at like 1 point something. Yesterday it was like it settled around 870. So now it's 830. It's still holding very well. You got to figure out all these people got these airdrops. Like everyone would just like sell it, but no, most of the people are holding. So let's see what Jito's at. Jito's at 224. So Jito's not doing as well. I think they debuted 300, 400 million. Almost 500 million. So now they're, they kind of sold off. Now they found a footing around here and starting to build from there. But Judo is more liquid staking, so it's not as appealing as Jupiter, which is buying, right? Trading. Demi Geek says, yesterday someone drained my wallet of all my funds. I never shared my seed or password or interacted with DeFi since 2021. Just want to point out to be careful when connecting your wallet. Man, that really sucks. You're not the first person to have said that, but what happened? Did you go to a site you're not supposed to? Because they don't just drain out for no reason. And what wallet was it? Because I've seen people, mistakenly go to bad sites to claim an airdrop, and then they get drained. So I don't know if that's what happened to you. Is it worth to buy HiveMap or Dashcam? I don't, in my opinion, no. I don't know how much you're going to make from it. Honestly, I just don't see that you're going to make that much from it. And I don't know how much that dash cam is. You probably could just take that to buy the high mapper token and make more from its appreciation than trying to map out the city. It was my ETH wallet, but abracadabra, perhaps, maybe. Man, that project has always been shady. Abracadabra, time. It's like a Ponzi. It's like a Ponzi site. I got burned from it before, and I'm like, yeah, no more. And there were a lot of sites like that too. Um, I'm sorry, man. Sorry, you gotta move past it, pick yourself back up, and start over. So if I start, let's say, buying 20 bucks of Myro on Jupiter, will that suffice for airdrop applications? I don't think there's any like obligations other than to just use it. And you could kind of fake it too if you wanted to, according to the guy that I just covered yesterday. Let's say you buy 20 bucks of Myro, and then you sell 20 bucks of Myro, and then you buy 20 bucks again, and then you sell it. You could do all this within the same day. You could do it 100 times. The only thing you lose is just gas fees, right? Which on Solana isn't bad at all. It's very little. So I don't think there's any like requirement saying, well, you must trade 1 million in volume before you get an airdrops. I think everyone just gets a small little piece based on how much volume they get. Basically, bottom line is this. This is how I'm going to take it. Like, it's not going to force me to do a lot of crazy trades just to get an airdrop. But if I am going to be doing some trade on Solana, I'm going to go to Jupiter first. That's how it's going to be, right? But it's not going to force me to go like today, oh, I'm going to make 10 trades every day just to get the airdrops. But if there's some juicy meme that I want to go buy, I'm going to go on Jupiter. Powell, I'm not going to look at Byte. Will Flux make it to a top 100 altcoin? I think they have a good chance. I think they do have a good chance. Any project that gets into AI, which that's the direction they're going into, can do very well. As long as they do it well, I guess. Yes. Yes, Neo, you keep skipping my question. I don't know what your question is. Marcus, I try to be. Sometimes I can't. I lose patience, but I try to be as patient as I can. And a lot of them are just like same questions over and over and over and over and over and over again. Bert, I guess thank you. Is this a Tesla t-shirt? It is. I got a lot of Tesla referrals, so I got a lot of points I could use for their shop, and I order a lot of clothes. Chiefs or 49ers, got my whole crypto account ready. I don't get how that affects your crypto account. I don't know too much about the 49ers. I'm just going to say the Chiefs. Are there any ETH-based projects you're pretty bullish on going into 2025? That's a good question. I guess like the Dexes not Dexes liquid staking providers like Lido and Rocket Pool. I think they could do very well. Uniswap I think will continue to do well, but they're losing a lot of momentum to some of the other new dexes, especially the ones on Solana. And what else is on ETH? I guess you could say the L2s, but they're not really. So I would say that just the liquid staking providers and maybe a DEX. Can you check out Meme Nader? Great team behind this project. Tons of giveaways. Probably not. That name bothers me. Speaking of giveaways, I'm still trying to think of game show ideas, game show / reality TV ideas. If you guys have any good ones, shoot it over to me. Because I really want to get started, but I need some good ideas. And I need to be able to do it in person and some online. I can even do it during the live streams. But I need some good ideas. Any bank runs in the future? Yeah, the New York Community Bank. The ones that bought Signature Bank or Silver Bank. No, Signature Bank. they're doing very poorly right now. Very poorly. Look at that. Look at that. Love to see so many green candles. Yeah, crypto surge. Cybertruck has no like pinch sensors, I guess. If you get your fingers caught in any of the crevices, it'll get snapped off. It's not going to stop. Options. Game show. 2 contestants each bet their entire paycheck on one stock. They're not going to do that. No one's going to do that. That's the thing. I'll maintain cock is the best meme coin name ever. Cock in you. I don't think there'll ever be one that's better than that name. I don't have any music to play, and I don't know what everyone's taste in music is. I like the early 2000s, like alternative, soft rock, whatever. I don't know, soft rock, but like just I don't know if that's everyone's thing. Um, Best cold wallet to buy in 2024. I don't think it has changed. I don't think it has changed. All right, I have no thoughts on Squid Crow. Will cock be the biggest driver of retail into crypto this morning? It would be funny if it was. It'd be funny if the sheep of this run is cock, and then you see all the publications write about it, and they're embarrassed to write about it. That would be funny. If you have 4K, where would you put it in today? 100% into cock. I'm just kidding. Could you do a collab with Virtual Bacon? I've been seeing him around. He's been getting very popular. I will say that. Kind of out of nowhere. But he has a large following, a lot of viewers. I wouldn't mind. But I don't do interviews on this channel. But maybe we could do something. What was I going to say? 4K. I mean, I would, of course, put a lot of it into Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to come up. It's going to go back to 49 in no time. Put some in Solana for sure. I would put some into like Injective and Celestia. Throw a little bit into memes. Something like that. Like basically what I did yesterday on my DCA night. Saya Saga released iOS game today. I don't see it. The Shiba Saga? There's no Saya Saga. Do you mean Shiba Saga? I don't know. I don't know what you're asking. Whip ball. real question, what to do with this worthless algo bag I've been holding for 18 months now? Yesterday I was thinking about, yesterday I was cleaning up my DCA portfolio, and I was so close of selling off my algo because I stopped believing in that project too. Yeah, you have to determine if you can hold on longer. I mean, it will come up. It will get to its previous high for sure, but it just lost a lot of momentum. There was a lot of I don't know about bad things, but a lot of things that happened that has suppressed it. Today's a good day. Good turnout. 4,000 people. Bitcoin's rising. 2.3 million prediction right here. What do you think about Trias? Oh, they've been around for a while. I don't know why there's an old and new. I guess something changed. Yeah, they've been around for a while. That looks pretty cool. I gotta say, that looks pretty cool. Trustworthy and reliable, intelligent, autonomous system. So they're going into the AI space. They were just the L1 before. Simultaneously leverage cloud computing technology to expedite the transition from Web 2 to Web 3. Okay. I don't know what it has to do with space, but it's a lot of cool stuff. It almost looks like a game like this. Maybe they're not going to AI, but it's a huge space theme, that's for sure. Yeah. I'll just say the website looks cool, but it looks more like a game than an L1. I'll just leave it at that. Here's a weird question. Doesn't all of crypto help fight inflation? So many defunct projects like Luna Classic remove liquidity out of the economy. I don't know if that's true. Money, it's a zero-sum game. If people lose, there will always be people that win too. It never just disappears. So not really. It doesn't really help inflation. Payday. Not tracked. Any NU, I'm not gonna be checking that. What do you think are the main apparent reasons for Polkadot's apparent lag compared to other alts? You don't hear much coming on. It's supposed to be 100 parachains or 125 parachains. I don't know of any parachains anymore. Like a lot of them that actually came on left. So you don't see a lot that's coming on top of Polkadot building. Moonbeam is like it's either Moonbeam or Moonriver. I always get confused. They're like the only parachain on there, and I don't see them growing at all. That's the reason why. It's like there's not a lot of activity. Do they have a meme coin? No. What's the biggest DEX on Polkadot? I have no clue. I can't tell you because I don't hear anyone ever talking about it. Are there liquid staking providers on Polkadot? I have no clue. No one talks about it. So that's the reason why. And I hear Gavin Wood always like you know, like everything in Polkadot's ecosystem is supposed to be, you know, voted on. You know, people can use their dot to vote. And I hear Gavin Wood would always just come in and vote no on whatever he doesn't like, which really doesn't make it decentralized at all. But I hear he does that a lot. So there's, that's the reason. It's like, I mean, Polkadot, to be fair, is still up here, number 13, but I just don't hear anything going on with them. James Morris, appreciate that. Holder or cash Jupiter airdrop? I don't know. Maybe cash out half of it and hold half and see what happens. You know, there will be a lot more down pressure because so many people got it, and you know, some of them are going to sell, right? So you decide. You decide. You know, it's never, no one ever gets hurt taking profit, and in case of the airdrop, you just got it for free, so it's considered free money. All right, guys, let's conclude. Overall, Bitcoin's coming up. That's good. That's very good. The entire market, I don't know if it's coming up. Let's see. Yeah, it's coming up. Good. Good, except for Peloton, which is plummeting. Kathy Wood believes that all companies should divert at least 19.4% of their portfolio into Bitcoin, which will drive it up to $2.3 million. But in the meantime, 650 is a real possibility. All right, guys. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one. Take care.